Well, the Brintons archive is made up of 3 different archives, and the first one obviously is Brintons, which was established in 1783. Then we've got the Woodward Grosvenor archive, which goes back to 1790, and then Alexander Smith, which is a US company, and that dates back to 1845. And we do believe that we've probably got the largest textile archive in the world. In the archive we've got some wonderful design papers, some really old design papers. They're hand painted, they're miniature scale because paper was just so expensive, and my earliest dated, although it may not be the earliest, is actually 1798. So it's nice when you get information on the back, and we have a design paper that says in 1809 this border was made for the Marquis of Stafford. But also we've got the original design paper for Osborne House on the Isle of Wight, and on the back of there is Prince Albert's signature. And the reason probably being is because the Isle of Wight was going to be a family holiday home for them, away from the palaces and things, and very up to date, and he was probably just presented with half a dozen design papers, and to make sure that he got the one that he wanted, he happened to put his signature on the back. Also they liked it so much that 5 years later it was in Balmoral Castle, but in a different colourway. It was done in the blues. I have the original design paper in the archive, and I also have the original handmade carpet, which would have been the first off the loom, which is what they did and still do today, is to check the pattern. We've got the design paper that went on the Queen Mary in 1935. Also, in America in the 1950s, there was a limited edition of a rug that Matisse designed called Mimosa. I'm constantly being asked to research different periods for projects that we work on globally. In fact, one of our latest collections is Katagami, and that was inspired from some Japanese stencils that we have in the archive. These date back to well over 100 years, and in fact we loan those to a museum in Japan. One of the projects that stand out for me is at Kew Palace. Prince Charles hosted the Queen's 80th birthday there, and 2 days later it was open to the public. On a day-to-day basis, the archive is being used all the time, whether it be in sending design packages out to designers or even inspiration for our new collections. My office actually is attached to the company design library here. All the manufacturers years ago would have had these design libraries. The books that were bought were actually for the designers for inspiration, and they're still used today. Some of the books date back to the early 1800s. We have over 80 designers worldwide, and they use DSO on the website, which I constantly update with designs and our new collections. I have visitors to the archive from all over the world, and the thing that they most say to me is, "Yvonne, what a fabulous job." And yes, it is. I love it.